Alright, what is up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm Mario Tarantino, and I'm very, very, very excited to be here today because we are doing a non-spoiler review for Justice League. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, this is the review for you. I will be posting a spoiler review later on today for those of you who have seen the movie and want to do a deep dive into it. First of all, I wanted to say I've been waiting my entire life to see a live-action Justice League movie. I'm 20 years old. I grew up watching Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond. I grew up with the DC Animated Universe. And I've waited forever to see this in live action. And I can say, without a doubt, this is the most fun I have ever had in a movie, ever. This movie brought out every emotion. I mean, when I wasn't smiling, and I was smiling throughout the entire movie, but when I wasn't smiling, I would shed a tear because either it's really emotional or it gets me so happy to the point where I need to shed a tear because they nailed these characters, you guys. It's so perfect. This movie's a blast. I feel anyone, despite if you love DC or not, if you care about these characters, if you don't, if you've liked the previous movies, if you hated them, I don't care. You will have fun in this movie. There's not one person who would leave this theater unhappy. I saw this movie last night up in LA with almost a packed theater, a lot of people. And everyone was so responsive to the movie, and everyone was laughing throughout it. Everyone was having a great time. But from what I heard in like the lobby afterwards, everyone loved it. And the one thing I could say is this movie was made for fans. I mean, Zack Snyder knows what the fans want to see, and he gave it to us. There's so many fun things in this movie that you watch and you see, oh, that's a reference to that, or oh, they're doing this right here. It's so much fun, and the fans will love it. They'll get such a kick out of it, and I'll get more into all those things when I do the spoiler review. This movie feels like an episode of Justice League or an episode of Justice League Unlimited. It's so fun in that way. And what I love about this is a Zack Snyder movie. Obviously, there were terrible circumstances that led to Zack Snyder leaving the project earlier this year, and Joss Whedon came in. And you could definitely see where Joss put his influence on it. You could definitely see that if you're a big Joss Whedon fan, if you know his style of writing, his style of comedy. You can definitely see it. But visually, this is a Zack Snyder movie. You feel Zack's influence all the way through, which is absolutely amazing to me. And, I mean, there were so many reasons for this movie not to work. I mean, there were so many things going against this movie from the very beginning. There's been a version of Justice League in development for so long. None of them really got off the ground. This one did. But then you had bad responses to Batman v Superman. A lot of people didn't like it, so Warner Brothers says, okay, we're going to fix these things. And then you had a positive response to Wonder Woman, so Warner Brothers is like, okay, we need to do more of this because people are really enjoying this. Then you had Zack Snyder leaving the project, so again, we're scrambling to fix these things now. Then Joss Whedon comes in, there's another layer. And then you have all these rewrites and reshoots and re-editing so close to the release date, and that's so many more things on top of that. You had the whole Henry Cavill mustache debate that was going on. And then you have the studio forcing a 2-hour runtime. But despite that 2-hour runtime, this movie is amazing 2 hours. It's so much fun in these 2 hours, and it really gives you so much satisfaction in those 2 hours. But I don't think this movie deserves all the shit that critics are giving it. I really don't. I don't know why they're being so harsh on it. It's such a good time. And yes, this movie has flaws. It does. I mean, the villain is weak. He's not fully fleshed out. There's some bad CGI in this movie, but like I said, they were on such a tight schedule with these reshoots and re-editing that it's amazing that they even pulled it off. But despite all of that, this movie is a hell of a lot of fun. It's just I can't reiterate enough how much fun you will have in this movie. It's the most fun I've ever had in a movie in my life. And what's perfect about this is the characters shine. The story, it's a good story. Every character has a story arc, which is great. Some better than others, but every character has their individual moment to shine. and the way they work as a team is so perfect. And that's all that we care about. We went into this movie seeing the Justice League, not seeing the villain movie. We don't care about them fighting the villain as much as them becoming a team. And when we see that, there's nothing better. And that's something that the previous movies, besides Wonder Woman, really haven't really nailed. Man of Steel didn't really nail Superman. Batman v Superman didn't really nail those characters. Suicide Squad, no. This movie nails every single character, gives them their moment to shine, and gives them such a great opportunity to work as a team. This movie leaves us wanting so much more. I mean, it wants... I want there to be a Justice League 2 tomorrow. That's how badly I want this. I mean, like, after Batman v Superman, I said, okay, have them take their time making Wonder Woman. Have them take their time making Justice League, just to give them time to get it right. And I think they got it right this time. I mean, yes, there's story problems. There's a lot of things that could have been fixed, maybe with a little more time. But considering the circumstances, this movie was amazing. Overall, in terms of DC films, this is my absolute favorite DC film. Just because it's so much fun, like I said, and it hits such a great emotional chord with me, and a great throwback to my childhood. There's such great comedy. The action in it is amazing. The fight scenes are so well choreographed. And I mean, like I said, fun. So this is my favorite DC movie. Wonder Woman is the better DC movie in terms of story and everything there. But this one is my favorite. It's a solid 8 out of 10 for me, which is great. Wonder Woman is maybe more of a 9, 9.5. This is a solid 8, maybe even an 8.5. I'm going to see this movie time and time again, just because I love it so much. Make sure you stick around for, there's one mid-credit scene and one after-credit scene, so make sure you stick around for those. Fans are going to love them, and even if you're not a fan, if you're not familiar with characters, you will have a good time. But that is my non-spoiler review for Justice League. Highly recommend, even if you're not a superhero fan, go see this movie. You'll have a blast. It's a really good comedy, really good action and adventure story. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and stay tuned for my spoiler review where we'll go really in-depth to everything that I feel worked and didn't work about this movie. But that's all I have for you. Please subscribe to the channel. My name is Mario Tarantino. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at mtarantino5. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.